Okay, let's start. Good morning, everybody in Asia, in Europe, probably not in America. It's good to be back. Welcome to the Pool Academy session number 14. Today, my name is Dominic, and I'm today together with
Flo, Sales and Marketing Manager here at Dryden Aqua.
So you replaced Philip, right?
Yeah, Philip.
Because you're younger, you look better.
Yeah, Philip is here, but he will be on the German session.
Yes, okay.
In 2 hours.
It's a bit different format. In the past, we always did it on Zoom,
yes.
Where we also were able to see who is on the call. We don't see this now because we are on YouTube. We only see the numbers. So
you still can use the chat to ask your questions. We will see your questions.
So if you miss the special welcome to Asia, Italy, Spain, however, we can't do it because we don't see you.
Yes.
Good. You remember while the pandemic, we did the Pool Academy, started the Pool Academy with these 10 sessions.
It was already 3 years ago.
3 years ago,
yeah.
yes. And where we have a full program to, I would say, where we transferred or we tried to transfer all our knowledge on pool water treatment to you in 10 different sessions. And since then, every year we add one session, mainly with new things, with
latest innovations, new learnings, new experiences, all in one session, once a year.
Exactly.
It makes sense.
So it's not a repeat, it's a little bit an add-on.
Yeah.
And that's why we are here now with session number 14, and the subject is?
Yeah, 14 is Let's Go Green. So it's really a session dedicated to our solutions to make the swimming pools of the future greener, more environmentally friendly.
Safe energy, safe water, safe chemicals.
Save money. Yeah.
Save money.
Good. So this is what people are looking for right now.
Okay, we have 1 hour to go. Let's start.
I have the control here.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so yeah, 3 years ago we did these 10 sessions. We talked about sustainable pools.
Yes, we did.
Really the foundations of this, how to make a sustainable pools.
Yeah, I think the foundation was really in the first 3 sessions. Session number 1, where we talked about hydraulics, and especially what's the big use of variable speed pumps. You know, that you don't drive with single speed pumps, always full speed, and you control the speed just with the bremse, the brake. Sorry, with the brake. That makes absolutely no sense. So variable speed pumps is the first must.
24-hour, we have the best results.
Second.
Number 2 is really to use a proper hardware. We like to call it hardware. Hardware is the filter, software is the filter media. And we've seen in session 2, you have this filter. First of all, you don't see what's going on inside, but the hydraulics are very poor. You have these dead zones, you don't have these proper hydraulics. You end up losing your filtration surface, the performance are going down. So to make a sustainable pool, use a reasonable filter.
But we also talked, about filtration velocities, and in this session number 2, we mainly focused where we said go on a lower filtration velocity, not 50 meters per hour like they do it in Germany in residential pool. Go to 30 meters or even less because of better filtration performance. Now, if you looked at this from a sustainable point of view, the 30 meters per hour or even less also are very important, from the pressure drop. I give you an example. If you have a 1 meter filter bed with AFM and you work with 50 meters per hour filtration velocity compared to 30 meters per hour filtration velocity, so less, you will have 150 millibar. This is 0.15 bars less of pressure drop, and that means less power consumption, maybe 0.50, maybe 150 watt.
Yeah.
So it's significant. So it's not just on the to go on a low filtration velocity. It's not only from the filtration performance a very good idea. It's also from the energy usage a very good idea.
Yes.
Okay.
Another point for energy is to use the proper piping.
Yes. And we discussed this very in deep. That also was probably the best watch session.
Yeah. Most viewed.
Yeah. Most viewed session. And the takeaway is look at the velocity in the pipe, and you can easily control it with our magic ruler that you see here down on the right. That you have it on the pressure side 2 meters or less, 2 meters per second or less, and on the suction side 1.5 meters or less.
Yeah. Also, backwash also not more than 2 meters per second. So yeah, this was session 3.
Yes, because, and this is what you wrote down here, you know, if you decrease the speed by a factor of 2, your pressure loss goes down by a factor of 4.
Yeah.
And as a general takeaway, you know, for all these residential pools up to, let's say, 100 cubic meter of pool content, never use 50 millimeter,
No.
1.5 inch, go for 63 millimeter, 2-inch piping.
The payback is less than 1 year.
Yes, the additional cost is 100, the payback is 200 in a year.
Yeah.
So it makes absolutely no sense. So that was,
Yeah, just
That was
a
past.
reminder of these 3 first
Yeah.
sessions. Very important sessions.
and if you haven't watched this and you want to go deeper, watch these 3 sessions, they are very, very good.
Good. So today we want to focus on our solutions, right? Why are we having the best green solutions at Dryden? Number 1 solution is AFM, you all know it, activated filter media, the most sustainable filter media. We will explain you why. Number 2,
Yeah, it's in a way three different phases that you can do.
Yeah.
The very simple, at the cost
300-400.
of probably 300-400 euros, just to replace the media against AFM,
Yeah.
and then you make your pool already a lot greener. If you want to do one step more, maybe at a budget of shy of 2,000,
1,500.
you do Daisy.
Yeah.
And if you say, I want to have the best also with a very intelligent control with, then you go for space, which is Daisy and space, and then we are talking roughly shy of
8,
10,000,
yeah.
yeah, 10,000 euros.
Good.
Okay, let's do it step by step.
Let's do it step
so
by step.
first, just AFM, you know, the very simple solution. You know, with no money, how much you can better.
Yeah,
how
really,
much
really
green
small
can you do your
investment.
pool?
Yeah. So you know, we've told you from the start, AFM is the best filtration media. This is still the case, but we want it to be seen as the most sustainable filter media because we have very good reasons to say this. Number 1 is the green manufacturing process.
Yes, and I think that's also a key one, you know, because if you work with glass sand, quartz sand, this is a mined one.
Yeah.
That means you go to the river, to the lakes, you dig out the sand, you know, this is endless. You also destroy the environment.
The ecosystems, yeah.
But it's a one-time use where we work with recycled glass. That means we give to a waste a second life.
That's cool, yeah.
Right? We recycle it. Of course, therefore we had to invest huge amount of money, you know, to make this super sophisticated factory, to make out of this waste, you know, to wash it, to process it, to activate it, to bring it really then to the best media. But the core one, we do not use a mined raw material, we use recycled glass.
Yes. And
We
to
give it a
produce
second
it, we
use.
use solar energy. We
Yes.
use what nature gives us, I like to say that. Solar
That's
energy.
a good one.
Yeah.
We use what nature gives us.
We produce now 1.2 gigawatt solar power.
Gigawatt hours.
Hours.
So that's, if people are not so well in gigawatt, megawatt, gigawatt, it's
1.2
1.2 million
yeah.
kilowatt hours. So we use 850,000, so we produce more than we need. And we store it with batteries, etc. So on the electrical side, we are really, over the year, we are
Self-sufficient, yeah.
self-sufficient, yeah.
Also in water, we use 100% rainwater. We store 1,000 cubic meter of water on site to clean the glass, to wash the glass only with rainwater that we recycle also in a closed loop.
Yeah, and then just the backwash water and evaporation we replace with rainwater. Unless if it's not raining for more than 3 months, we are in trouble. Then we need some tap
Did it
water.
ever happen? No, I think we were good.
Yeah, well, I can, but it's irrelevant. But I think the other thing, you know, all the waste that you get out, all the metals are going back in the metal recycling. The paper and the plastic, they go to the how do you call it, to the waste management, where they burn it, they produce again energy. We get a lot of sludge, you know, from the water, from the cleaning process. This goes to biogas. So we are really a circular economy, zero waste. That's our
waste.
idea.
And then the lifetime of AFM is even too long, we like to say.
Commercially for us,
commercially
not
it's a
good.
bit too long. Many times longer than sand and other glass filter media or cartridges, even more. And this is, this makes a product sustainable because of its lifetime as well. And then it's recycled glass. We can always reuse it.
Yeah, you could bring it back to us. I mean, that's a bit in theory. So here in Switzerland, let's say in the area of 20 kilometers, you can do it. You can bring us the old AFM back.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And but you know, bring it back from Rome, from Italy, from Spain. Maybe that's not a good idea. The cost would be too high, and also the CO2 footprint would be too high.
What would you do with it in this case?
Well, it's sand. Look, this is sand. You know, AFM glass sand is sand. You know, that's the thermally treated quartz sand. So wherever you need sand, you know, for example, you do piping and you have to protect them with sand, use your old AFM. I mean, that's very best. So you give it a third cycle.
Yeah, third cycle.
Okay.
No, very good. You have this video, you know, of the full manufacturing process on our YouTube channel. You can watch again. Number 2 is, of course, the filtration performance. This is what we ask from media. It's to remove these particles. The better you filter, the less chemicals you will need to treat the water. Everything that you can remove and during the backwash process doesn't have to be oxidized. So with AFM, we have this filtration down to 1 micron, which is certified by the IFTS. Maybe you explain the chart again here.
Yeah, or do I see it? Do I? Can you do? I don't manage this.
No, this is not.
Okay, there is no point. It doesn't matter. You see on the x-axis, you see, to make it a bit more difficult, you see the particle size, you know, the size of the particles in micron, and then you see on the y-axis, you see the removal rate. And we also take for drinking water as well as for pool water, we take a removal rate of 95%. This is this red line. And we see, you know, how much down you come with what media. Oh, now you are. Now you are.
That's the beauty of being live. You have these surprises. No. Yeah, okay. 95 is here, yeah.
Yeah. And we get with this 91, maybe you show it, we get with AFM 1NG to 1 micron. One of the best sand that we tested is 20 micron. The Swiss sand is even a little bit better. And then glass usually starts at 25 and goes up. So, long story short, we are in filtration performance by far better than anything else, and that means the more filtration, the less TSS in the water, the less chlorine. But now, I think even more important for us is on the water usage. That's more on the chemical usage. On the water usage is the backwash efficiency. And we have done that, what you see here in session number 12 here. On
we were looking better
the
last
right
year.
side. Yes, we were younger. Here, here. You know, you see this presentation where we explained in detail.
Session 12, yeah. We explained really how you can make water savings with AFM.
Yeah, no, but you know, how do you make, how can you measure, you know, the backwash efficiency? How long you have to backwash at what velocity? And we do this that we have beside our columns, we have turbidity meter in the backwash line, and we measure the turbidity in the backwash water. Yeah. And what you want to see is a high peak and then a quick drop. And if you have a drop of 90%, it's done. Now, what was the outcome? The outcome was, and we tested 2 different velocities. We tested 30 meters and 60 meters. What you see here on the left side is the 60 meters.
Why did we test 60 meters?
Yeah, let me quickly come to this. I mean, first with the 60 meters, what we have seen, you know, AFM is by far the best. The second best is the Swiss sand with plus 25%. Yeah. So they need 2,200 liters water to backwash a filter with 1 square meter. That would be 1.1 in diameter. We need 1,700, and all the others are up.
Yeah.
Because it fluidizes better, you have a better bed expansion, etc. That's what we have proved in this. On the 30 meter, because 60 meter you usually do not have, that's not the reality. On the 30 meter we have seen, now the only filter media that you can backwash at 30 meter is AFM. All the others you cannot completely backwash at 30 meters, which is very often the reality. So long story short, only AFM can be backwashed at 30 meters. Ideally you go for a higher backwash velocity.
Yeah, we've seen that you can save 30% between 30 and 60 meters,
Yeah.
you save 30% water with AFM.
So the takeaway is
fast
try
and
to
sure.
backwash as fast as possible. If
Yeah.
you only can at 30 meter, only AFM can work, all the others cannot work. If you have a high backwash velocity, still then AFM is at least by 25% better than anything else.
Yeah.
Between 25 to 80. Here
Yeah.
you wrote 20 to 80. Well,
Yeah.
promise less, hold more, right?
Yeah.
Good.
More details in session 12.
But that's really a benefit, you know, if you invest this 300, 800, whatever euro, how big is your filter, this is, it's a big savings that you get, you know, just on the water savings.
Less
And,
water, less energy to heat
yes.
the water.
Yeah, that's a good one, yeah. Yeah.
But also, it's not really wasted
Yeah.
water.
Yeah, no, it's a good one that you say that you mention it, because what's you know is what is the saving? The saving is that you don't have to heat up this new water that you bring
Yes.
in. That you bring in less water that you have to heat it up, because the backwash water. A lot of people think, well, that's lost. That's not true. If you backwash a filter, your backwash water will go into the sewage treatment. It will be biological treatment, maybe also after that tertiary treatment with sand or ideally with AFM, and then it goes back to the Rhine, right?
Yeah.
So it's again water
Can be used.
which will be reused. You know, down in Cologne or in Netherlands, they will take this Rhine water, they retreat it to
For
make
drinking.
again drinking water.
Yeah.
So the backwash water is not lost. Only if it's evaporated, it's really lost.
Good.
I think that also takes us a little bit away, you know, from all this discussion about cartridge filter. Why not
Yes.
cartridge filter? I think cartridge filter, that's a horrible solution. That's a solution from the 70s. That's 50 years old. I mean, very terrible filtration performance. You have to replace the cartridges from time to time. You have to wash them. You will be wet. It's a
Intensively,
shitty
you have
work
to use
do.
chemicals because of this calcium.
Yes,
this
when there are
calcification.
calcification, then you have to go with hydrochloric acid.
Yeah.
So that's for me definitely not a green solution.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. And you find all these data from session 12, you find it in a new leaflet you can download on our download section.
It's a very good leaflet where
So you-
Flo has done again.
Yeah.
It's really good in these.
And the video
Perfect.
also to explain the process.
Okay.
Good. Now we come to the second solution, which is DAISY. So DAISY is when you add APF coagulation, flocculation to AFM. And we saw with AFM, we filter down to 1 micron. Here we filter them to 0.1 micron. So we really remove all these dissolved pollutants. And this is really when you can make these chemical savings. So the best filtration and the lowest oxidation demand. We can reduce with a very small investment, I like to say big return on a small investment, we can reduce this chlorine demand by up to 80%. This is huge. So very small investment, you add a flocculation coagulation pump with APF, and you can get to the very best filtration possible.
I think perfect summary that you did. Small investment, big returns.
Yeah.
I would go for DAISY.
And-
And if you want to do this even better, right?
Even better, you have ACO that you can add. This is for outdoor pools. We talked about it in session 13 in details. And this, you filter UV light to protect this chlorine from the sun, and this way you will also save chlorine, of course. Okay?
Okay, I was
So-
thinking about the next slide. I think we
Ah,
have to speed it up.
okay.
And if you want to do it even better,
And even better, you add intelligence to it.
yes, intelligence, space.
So you had this intelligent pool management controller, which is Space. And we want with Space to maximize really all these savings we're doing with AFM and DAISY. So we want to maximize this water, chemical, energy savings. And why is it so special, this Space?
Yeah, because if you have the best hardware, you know, with the filters, the best software, with AFM, with DAISY, you still have to manage this. And with Space, we have absolutely unique technology. You know, it's supported with artificial intelligence, with AI, and it's really the next step. You know, it's machine learning. I mean, the system becomes better and better.
Yeah, so
And
it
this
learns from
is-
the data to always improve the processes, always try to make your pool more efficient, more sustainable, and maximize these savings.
Yes, and what we want to maximize is really the savings on energy, on water, and on chemicals.
Yeah.
Let's have a deeper look in it.
Good. So before we start to the savings we can do, Again, space, complete pool management system. You only need one. We have a total of 16 relays. You will be able to connect all your pool equipments, of course, variable speed pumps. We want to control the backwash process with BestGo, suction valve for the eco mode we will discuss later on, digital flow, heat pumps, pool covers, disinfection, refills and reduction according to the weather forecast, so really complete.
So it's not just a control and dosing device, really it's a complete pool management system, and it's always connected to the cloud, so we always have access through your web interface.
Yes.
On your fleet, on all your pools, or as an end customer, usually through your app.
Yeah, on the smartphone.
And you have 16 apps so far, you can really control everything.
Yeah.
And in 2025 will become to 20 or even 24. We are working on it.
Number 2, that's or the subject of today is really these eco-friendly features, really unique. So space is packed with really good features to make the pools greener.
And they are mainly 3, huh?
Yeah. So
okay.
A is the water savings.
Good.
You saw? Yeah. Go on.
Good. The base for the water savings is obviously AFM. You know that you have a very high backwash efficiency, that you use less of water, and also in a way the BestGo valves, because you have less of pressure drop. That's the base. But how do we control this now in a smarter way?
Then you can optimize your backwash time according to your filter pressure.
Yeah, because so far, you know, usually you had the backwash just on time, and you said, okay, every 3 days or every 7 days. In springtime, it was not enough, and in winter, it was too long. So in space, you can control it by time, by pressure, and by flow rate. And with this, you really can optimize it.
You can choose all 3, or just, you can really choose. Yeah.
We will see that. And on top, you know, you can take in the weather forecast, where you can say, okay, make a backwash, probably delay it for 1 day, because tomorrow we will get heavy rain. Mm-hmm. Then you can use this rainwater. So it's a very, very cool feature.
Yeah, and last but not least, the leak detection.
Yes, so you know, if you suddenly have a leak, you know, the system will identify, okay, I use now more water, and will give you a warning, and that's substantial. I heard that in France, 20% of the pool are leaking, or maybe it's even more.
Yeah, more, yeah.
More, okay. Yeah. So this is really where it's like a little bit with the drinking water net, you know, in Italy and other European countries. So stop the leaks.
Here you know you have excessive refills, there's a problem in your system, you need to find out where it comes from.
Stop the leaks, I think that would be a good mission. Good. What's next? So we had
energy savings. The base, we talked about it earlier, is the variable speed pumps. We want to control these variable these speeds, consume less energy, have a better filtration, and control it with a flow meter. Mm-hmm. Space will always come with this digital flow. This is very important. We will talk about it also a bit later.
We don't give you an option.
Yeah.
But then on top, you know, you have the so-called eco mode that we will talk later on more in detail. This is for pool overflow pools, and here you can make massive amount of savings. And we had this for 20 years, but we had special controllers like AS Control Plus, etc. This is free of charge, integrated in space. You don't have to pay extra for this. The logic is in there.
Yeah.
So, and that's a huge savings. We dive a little bit deeper in this at the end of the presentation.
Yeah, and then the system will detect any anomaly in your system to eliminate any overconsumption. Your kids like to play with the jet stream, you know, they put it on, they leave the pool.
But never off.
Never off. So the system will tell you, look, your jet stream has been on for too long, do you want to turn it off? So you're really looking at every overconsumption in your system, clogging, overpressure, and so on. And also the LED lights, for example. We want to optimize, instead of having a fixed day to turn on and off your LED lights, it will take into account the sunrise and the sunset. So very many features really to optimize all this process.
You have 100 options and you choose the one that you want. Maybe it's only 10, maybe it's 50, up to you. But you have all the options in.
Chemical savings. The base, again, to reduce this oxidation demand, this chlorine demand, is to use DAISY.
So I think also that's an important one. If you want to go for space, we want that you use DAISY.
Yeah.
But you need this space.
But what makes a huge difference, and we'll see also deeper with your pool, is with this smart dosing.
Yeah.
So the smart dosing will really make you save chemicals. We don't do strong injections every hour. We tend to do it very slowly to reach the set point in much longer time.
Yeah.
But
The
small
system will
injections-
learn, you know, will start and then it will dose, but then over time, over the first 3, 4, 5 weeks, you know, it will more and more learn, you know, how much I have to dose to reach a set point. But we really avoid overdosing.
And this way you don't destroy water balance, alkalinity.
Yes, and also, you know, what is cool here, they have very smart sensors. For example, you know, a normal pH controller, he will control the pH every second.
Yeah.
And by this, you get a deviation.
You're losing calibration.
You lose calibration. So you think I have 7.4 because that's what you calibrated, but 2 months later, it's not anymore 7.4, it's 7.2 or even 7.1. So you're too low, but you still think you're on 7.4. Here that will not happen because we measure the pH, for example, only every 20 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah.
And therefore it's enough if you calibrate it once per year.
Yeah.
With this you also avoid, you know, how do you say, mistakes in calibration. You know, you go from buffer 7 into 10 and from 10 into 7 and finally you don't have any more 7 and 10 and then you have wrong calibration. That will not happen with space. So really cool feature. I mean, I'm in this industry for 35 years. That's the coolest I have seen.
Yeah. Also low alkalinity notification.
Yeah, that's coming this summer.
Yeah, we will know if it's slow, if it's normal, or if it's too high. Yeah, you will have this indication. We're the only ones doing this. You know how important it is.
Space cannot tell you it's 20, it's 100, it's 150, but it can tell you low, okay, high.
Yeah.
And in the future, we hope we even get a number.
Yeah.
But that's not for 2024, that's maybe then for 2025.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I think that's a lot of things.
Yeah, and like you said, you can, with the same system, you will get this alkalinity value probably in the next years with the same system you bought today. This is the beauty of it. This is point number 3. It's an evolutive system.
What does this mean?
Well, it means that with simple auto-updating over the cloud, you get the features and benefits of tomorrow. So you don't have to change your system. You get the benefits of tomorrow with the same system.
Okay, that's like in Tesla.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Elon Musk, I'm a big fan of Tesla, so it's like with Tesla. You know, my Tesla is now 6-7 years old and it's much better today than when I bought it. That's the same with space. Okay, good, clear enough, I think.
Great.
Okay, I think we talked now really what is the benefit for the end customer, what's the benefit for the pro, for you, for the dealers?
Yeah, more money, easier life. It's written on screen.
Okay.
So this is a good one for you.
Prove it.
Prove it. And this is with this interface really. You know, we have this space interface. You will be able to monitor all your pools in one interface. See if there's a problem in one of your pools, where the problem comes from. See what's working well also, so you know exactly before your customer what goes wrong. You go on site with the right tools, with the right technicians, with the right chemicals. And you can really anticipate this maintenance. So we go from reactive to proactive maintenance.
Did you understand this, ladies and gentlemen, how cool this is? So you will know the problem before your customer will know it.
Yeah.
And that makes it really from reactive to proactive. This is a game changer.
Yeah.
That's very, very good. And then, you know, your customer will love you.
Yeah.
You come with the solution before he knows the problem.
Yeah.
And
so
then there is another one.
The next one, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything is recorded. So.
Yeah. Everything is recorded and data don't lie. And I think all of you also have these customers here, the guy with the red shirt. I don't go now in politics, but you know, sometimes you have some assholes, right, who look for a mistake and not to pay the invoice.
Yeah.
And they want to pass it to you and not to pay the invoice. And with space, you know, you can prove when he did a mistake, or when you did a mistake, and then of course you pay for it.
Every setting that has been changed is recorded. You can see it when it was done, by who, and you can protect yourself this way. Yeah.
So
also
very, very good.
Also, you have control over the space. If he doesn't pay his bill, you can also stop his system. But
so
this is
that's not good news for all the lawyers, for all the professors, because these are usually these red ones, right? Okay, I hope nobody heard about this, but really the good thing, data don't lie, and you can show every intervention.
Yeah.
If needed. Well, not do it normally. Now we got, we started with space last summer. So in the season, we lost more or less at least half of the season. And we went then now to the market. I have space in my pool, in my spa, and in the pool of my parents. And I think it's very cool. But still, we got some comments from our customers, from our distributors, where they said, for example, the first one,
yeah, it's
difficult
true.
to explain
it's a
the
new
concept.
technology, it's hard to explain. There's a lot of things to say.
Yeah, because you have, as I mentioned before, you have 100 different possibilities.
Yeah, it's like an iPhone.
Yes.
You have many features and...
imagine, you get the first time an iPhone, an iPhone of today, then it's not easy. You have a little bit to get used to it, to work with this properly, and that's the same with space. It's not difficult to explain. You just have 100 options, and maybe you only need 10, or maybe you need 20, or maybe you want to use 50 if you're really pro. But it's not difficult to explain. Flo Florent, he has done an excellent video that explains it in 2 minutes.
Yeah, in 2 minutes for you and the end users.
Yeah.
Let's watch it.
To make swimming pools smarter and more environmentally friendly, Trident Aqua has developed Space, a unique pool management system powered by artificial intelligence. Connected to the cloud, Space is a self-learning, autonomous system that analyzes and processes your swimming pool data using complex algorithms to continuously improve its own performance, reduce operating costs, and eliminate waste. To make this possible, the system is equipped with next-generation connected sensors, offering the highest levels of accuracy. Space can not only measure your pool's water balance and disinfection, but also analyze its flow rate, pressure, temperature, water level, and more. Combined with artificial intelligence, this technology allows Space to control all your swimming pool equipment in the most efficient and sustainable way. To save water, Space will, for instance, in the event of a rainfall, use the excess water for your weekly filter backwash. Optimize your backwash time according to your filter pressure, and immediately detect a leak in your system to avoid any water overconsumption. To save energy, Space can regulate your filtration times and speeds to achieve turnover requirements with minimal pressure drop and power consumption. Detect anomalies such as clogging, overpressure, and abnormal operating times. And automatically switch water filtration in overflow pools to stop evaporation and energy loss on cooler days. And to save chemicals, Space can be combined with DAISY, a unique biological approach that allows you to achieve optimal water and air quality, with up to 80% less chlorine than a traditional system. Finally, with Space, your pool is always under control. Via the Space app, you can monitor your pool from anywhere, adjust its settings, receive notifications to plan its maintenance, or grant remote access to your pool specialist. This way, your pool is always kept in the best condition, whether you are at home or away. And all you have to do is enjoy a perfect pool. Space. Intelligence brought to your pool.
Standalone, we had up to 200.
Okay.
Okay.
We're back.
Are we back, Sandro? Can you hear us? Great. It's everything a little bit different with Zoom than with YouTube than with Zoom. But I think absolutely great video. Explaining this in 2 minutes, everything that you have to know, that your customer have to know, and I think it's not difficult at all.
At all. Number two, people told us it's too complicated to install, too complicated to mount, to wire, and therefore we have.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
I mean, look, this is really done for the best pools, for the best skimmer pools and of course also for the overflow pools. And they are not so easy. You have to know a little bit. For example, you need to install a balance tank, you need a water regulator, you need a backwash automatic, you need a suction valve. This is how you have to install it. And for this, yes, you need a little bit experience, you need knowledge.
Yes.
That's why you're here, why you are the pro dealer. Not everybody can do it. You need experience, education to do that.
Yeah.
But if you say, listen, to start, that's a little bit difficult, or I don't have the time to do it, or you have another option. We have in our portfolio, we have skids.
Skids, they're really complete, fully pre-mounted, fully wired. You have nothing to do. It's ready to go. And now they come with the space. So this is a new version from this year you can find in our price list. So you have the complete, fully mounted filtration units with the space.
And maybe your distributor, in Germany or wherever in Netherlands makes his own skids. We do it always the best one, right? With a very good filter, Colplas, AFM filter, whatever. We do it not the cheapest.
Yeah,
this is not our DNA. We do the best. But the beauty of this skid sits, as you said, it's fully plumped, right?
Yeah.
And it's fully wired. And if I take a skid, it's about 6-7 hours. It's just the wiring, which usually is money which goes to the electrician.
Yeah.
And not to you. Now it stays with you. And you will have much less problem, because the only thing what the electrician has to do, he has to bring the power to this.
You see it here.
Yes, to this white box. That's it. So he cannot make mistakes. And as you all know, the pool builders, if you have a problem, it's the problem with the electrician. That's done here.
These kids have more and more success in many markets like the UK and
Absolutely.
Too difficult to wire.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of sensors to wire. I agree, but I think it's very simple in showed. I mean I'm not an electrician. I'm an economist. Even I can wire it, and if I can wire it, I think nearly everybody can wire it. However, if you go for the panel, we will do a change. In the future, you will get the panel installed with, that's very good what you did here, installed with all the sensors.
All the sensors, the flow cells, the flow meter, everything really pre-wired. The suction lenses, you cannot do it wrong.
So it is wired. It is wired. You just have to install it. That's for the panels. So our recommendation is go for the panels, or even go for the skids, if you want. And then it's
well, panels maybe for existing installations, and of course new installations.
You do whatever you want, but you see there is no excuse. It's too complicated. It's not. We have the solution to make it super easy. You can't do it easier.
No. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Last point was. Well, the question was, what's the difference with other systems? What more do I get with space, right?
Yeah, compared to a DHN or a Pool Manager 5. Now, let's face it, these are other devices, which are here on the market, and most of them are really good. DHN, Pool Manager 5. I'm in love with this, but we do more.
Yeah,
we do a lot more.
We already talked about the technology, evolutive. These are also new things. But on top, you will get
on top, just on the functionality, not just the analogy. Maybe you want quickly to lead through?
Yeah, so this is what you see on your interface. This is your pool, Dominic.
Yeah.
And from this interface, you really have a full control, full monitoring of your pool. You will see your filtration speeds, if your pump is on, if your overflow is on. You can launch a bypass pump, control your pool cover, jet stream, everything. But really have also control over the pressure and the flow rate. This is really what you have in real time. This is really excellent. And this makes a big difference with other systems.
Can you show it?
Yeah,
the mouse?
I don't have the mouse anymore.
Yeah.
This is live, huh?
That's it. Yeah, good. Yeah, I think that's our competition who wants to challenge us here a little bit more.
No, I don't have it.
Yeah, okay, but Régis, go back to this. Yeah, what you see here, I'm coming from the left to the right. On the left side, you see the picture of the pool. That's my pool. You see the pump. It's on. It's on speed number 2. Down you see it's in overflow mode. I can switch on it, then it goes off. you see if the pool heating is running and transfer pump. We are coming to this. On the middle, on the water, you see, you know, the pressure of the filter. You see that you're in 24/24 mode, and you see you are at a flow rate of 7.4 cubic meters per hour. You see your flow rate every second, and this is fantastic. So you see the pressure and you see the flow rate every second. The flow rate is probably after pH and redox, it's not probably, it's for sure the most important value, because if the flow rate is down, you know, nothing works, then your hydraulics is not there. And with the pressure, you will see where is the problem coming from the flow rate.
Sometimes your pressure is good, you think everything is okay, but your flow rate is down.
Yes.
So you know it's from the suction side. The problem comes from the suction side.
It can be that the strainer of your pump is full, or the basket of your skimmer, or even in the impeller of the pump, you might have some mud, you know, which is compromising the flow. How do you want to find this out? And then you don't have enough of turnover. You invest energy.
Even when you go on site, you don't see it. But here you can even see it at distance. That's the beauty. You can see if your pool in Roma has his basket full, basically.
And so that's not theory. That's really. I had this problem in in my outdoor pool. You know that the heating pump was not working because of low flow, and I only find it out because I had the flow meter. Well, that was before we had space. But here with the space, you will see that was very near. But here you will see it over distance. If it is in Italy, if it's in Spain, I will see the problem is the flow, and I can identify the problem immediately.
That's why we don't give the choice. You need this flow rate in real time. This is the most important.
Okay, then you have water temperature, water level, pH, ORP, and free chlorine. Let's go to the next one. You mentioned it already before, you know, on the backwash, it's not just time controlled, and it's not only pressure controlled. It's time or pressure or flow controlled, or a combination of all the three. So and that's example, what you see here in the first.
I don't have. Yeah, you see it here. Every 7 days, I will have my weekly backwash in this case. But also, if the pressure goes higher than 1 bar, I will launch to my backwash. Or if the flow rate is lower than 7.5 cubic meter per hour, I will also have this backwash. So this is really the best process you can have.
And why is this important? Because, for example, in springtime, you know, where you have the flower pollens, etc., your filter will be blocked within 3-4 days, but not in September. Then you don't have this. Then it can go for 7 days, or in wintertime it can go for a week. For a week, sorry, for a month. Right, without any problem. You also see this is the second box, green box. You know, here it was the last backwash was on the 18th of October, 21.22.
So you know the speed was good.
And then you see the speed. You know, you see the speed. And if you know of course, you know the diameter of your filter, then you know, okay, my speed was 55 meters, just shy of 55 meters. And you even can launch a backwash over the cloud.
Yeah, simple push. Yeah.
So very cool, especially that you have this flow. This flow is super important. Flow and pressure is super important. Nobody has it. Okay, let's go on.
And we talked about the importance of this backwashing.
Yeah, we are a bit short in time.
Okay, next,
very short
bypass
one.
pump.
Yeah, here you see this is the pool of my parents in Spain, in Mallorca. Very nice overflow pools, but the problem was always that with the pump and the filter, you know, even if my father was running this at, let's say, 2,400 RPM, it was overflowing, but not totally, you know, maybe only at 50%. And it was always disturbed. Now, you only have the possibility to ramp up then the pump to 3,000 RPM, which is a huge noise, it's a huge stress on the pump, it's a huge consumption of energy. So it's not a good solution. And you have too high filtration velocity.
Yeah.
So in space, you have the possibility of a so-called transfer pump or a bypass pump, where you take the water from the balance tank, you bypass your filter, and you go in your normal piping. And with this, you can double the flow rate.
Yeah.
You filter 50%, 50% you just circulate. You have much less of energy consumption, but you have the perfect overflow.
And the
you can
perfect filtration. Yeah.
Yes, and you can start and stop it, however you want.
So it always comes with this. That's what you see on the left side, the air transfer pump on. Then another one that's very unique. We've been talking to you about the LSI index, right? You know how important it is to have a neutral Langelier index,
Yeah.
so the water is not too corrosive or too scaling.
You need it near to zero. We talked about this in detail.
In session 7.
Session 7,
Yeah.
second part.
Yes.
So start from minute 30, how important it is. And the corrosiveness is coming, yes, a little bit from the salt, but then low alkalinity, low total hardness.
alkalinity.
But then really important is temperature. The lower the temperature, the more aggressive is the water.
Yeah.
And the pH, the lower the pH, the more aggressive is the water. And actually, really with the pH, you can compensate for it. Now, we cannot compensate here now all the parameters, but we can compensate for the temperature.
Yeah. So in this case, on top here, you see cold water, 13.8 degrees.
Yeah, the pool. Huh?
Set point of 7.5 pH.
Yeah, that's what you see, the 7.5. That's a set point.
Yeah.
And then you have the possibility, you say, do you want to have a temperature correction? If you say yes, it will take you the target, which you see now in green, 7.7. It will take the target point to increase by 0.2.
Yeah, so
To make it
7.7,
less aggressive.
less corrosive, less aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So-
the opposite you see in my spa below.
38 degrees, yeah.
Yes, set point again 7.5, but target value 7.2 to avoid scaling. So I mean, how cool is this? That you have a LSI, not a perfect one, but at least 50% of the LSI you correct out with this. Nobody has this. Well, I guess all our competition who watch now this session, they will have it within 1 or 2 years.
Yeah. But then,
we're proud
we
to
will
be
have,
the pioneer again.
by then we will have the value of alkalinity to fine tune.
Come on, we are proud to be
Yeah.
the pioneer. Okay, let's go on. We have still some slides to do.
Yeah, this was the smart dosing we talked earlier.
Yes,
And this-
here I just want to keep it. It's again, all these data is coming from me, so I take here a little bit the lead. I have a DHN and I never change the water. I have now the water maybe for 7-8 years. And that means sometimes you have to give a little bit of Alka Plus to adjust the alkalinity. Now, so far, when I did this, where I added 5 kilogram of Alka Plus, the pH jumped from, let's say, 7.4 to 8. And within 24 hours, the pool manager, the DHN, brought it down to 7.4. And alkalinity was more or less gone again.
Yeah.
Not really, but yeah, more or less 80% of it was gone. If you do the same with space, it will take more than a week, to bring it from this 8.2 down to this 7.4 or 7.5, what you need. And therefore, it will not kill your alkalinity. It will consume some alkalinity, but much, much less. And you see on the top, what was more or less my chemical consumption in 2022 before space. So 3 canisters of pH minus and 5 kilogram of Alka Plus. And this year it was less than half.
Yeah, 60%.
And that's just because of this soft dosing. Huh?
That's great.
So it's not a quickie. Huh? No quickies. Soft. Good.
That's great. That's how we used. Okay. Good. Last point. We have to hurry a bit. It's really important point. It's the eco mode.
Yeah.
An invention of you, I believe.
Yeah, but really it's coming from me. So we have the Philips curve, and that's, we call it eco mode. Philips said we could rename it in Dominic mode. No, we keep it with the eco mode. Actually, really, we came to this idea, maybe it was me or somebody of my team, maybe it was not me, doesn't matter. We came to this idea because we wanted to sell more Pesco valves, three-way valves. But we found out this was probably one of the best innovation we did. Yeah. And it was now copied a lot of time. What you see here, in an overflow pool, you have between the balance tank and the pool, you have a suction valve, where you can decide, do I take the water directly from the pool, for example, through 2 or 3 main drains, or do I go with the balance tank? This has two big advantages. First of all, you can backwash your pool directly from, you filter directly from your pool. And therefore you can make your balance tank smaller. And here, easily we are talking about 1,000 liters less.
Yeah, with much cleaner water than in your balance tank.
You get much cleaner water, you get higher pressure, you get all the benefits, but you also have the savings that you can make probably a 2,000 liter balance tank instead of a 3 or a 4,000 liters. And that's already, you know, just this extra savings that you have will pay for this three-way valve.
Yeah.
So that's one. But the other one is that you can avoid evaporation. Maybe you explain this to us?
Yeah, so it works with overflow pools, indoor and outdoor. Huh? This is so when, according to the outside temperature, we will stop this overflow, directly suck from the bottom drain of the pool to stop this overflowing, because these gutters around the pool, they represent in average 20% of the total surface. And this is where you lose, this is where you get this evaporation. This is what you see, the clouds coming out, the energy going away. This is linked to this overflow.
Yep.
So according to the outside temperature, we stop overflow, we automatically filter from the bottom drain, and this way we save a lot of energy.
But also in the indoor pools, you know, if you're not using the pool, we do not want to overflow, because then, you know, we also create humidity. And humidity means you have evaporation, and you know, this is where the energy is lost.
Yeah.
You know, this loss of energy, it takes from the water temperature. So you cool down your water, and your dehumidification will run all the time. So it's for outdoor pool, and indoor pool it's just to avoid evaporation, and with this you avoid energy loss. And for this, so far you needed an AS Control Plus, which was a budget of 2,000, 2,500 euros,
Yeah.
or any other controller. You know, we had other controllers. There are other controllers on the market who took this ID, Niveco, etc. I'm very proud of this, that they took this very good ID. But you don't need this in space, you have it. And we want, and if you take our space as Control Plus or whatever, it doesn't matter, but please do this. We have a model application, as you will see in the next few
Yeah.
slides.
So yeah, this is an example. This is a spa in the UK. You went with Jimmy.
Yes.
Outdoor spa running all year long, 37 degrees, no pool cover, nothing. Just
Yeah, even if they would have a pool cover,
Yeah.
but you're right, there is
Yeah.
no pool cover. Maybe you have a pool cover, doesn't matter. But it's 37 degrees and it's all year running, and it's always in the overflow mode, because there is no other option.
so I guess you see lots of evaporation.
When we
especially-
were there, it was quite warm. It was 20 degrees. The water is 37. But imagine, you know, we have now in Switzerland we have -5. You know, you would see massive amount of evaporation, and this is where you lose your energy. And we have on our BESCO website, we have a very basic Excel calculation sheet to calculate, you know, these energy losses that you can do. And that's what you see here on the right side, you know, where we said, okay, we have an overflow gutter, we calculated this, you know, you calculate this and then down, and then how much and then the
Millimeters,
how many millimeters you have it in the overflow gutter, and then you multiplied it with the length. So it's roughly 4 square meter. And let's say you have over the year 10 degrees temperature as an average. We only have in this program 4, 10 and 14. So we took 10 and we went into the max temperature, which is 32. There is for outdoor pool. It doesn't
in
go
our case
higher.
it's more than 32, but
Yeah, it's 37. So all these energy savings that you hear, they are at least 50% higher.
yeah.
But even with this, where we say, okay, with these data and only 12 hours of energy saving mode, I believe it will be not 12 hours, it will be 16 hours, because only 8
Only
hours.
8 hours to use the pool, the
Yes.
spa, yeah.
Only 8 hours. 365 days, you get to 17,000 kilowatts. And again, as I said, you have to multiply this, because we don't have 32 degrees, we have 37 degrees. You would have to multiply this with at least a factor of 1.5. So you get to 25,000 kilowatt hours, should be kilowatt hours. And that's equivalent, ladies and gentlemen, like 2,500 liters of oil.
That's
So it's massive. It's
for one
absolutely
small little
massive.
spa, yeah.
Yeah. And then down you have the prices. You can play with the prices. Prices are obviously for energy in each country are different. So let's not focus on the prices. Let's focus really on the energy. One of this system. That's my message. One of this system. If you change one of this system, you will have a saving of at least 25,000 kilowatt hours.
With a simple change. Huh?
Yeah.
So what did you do in this case?
So we haven't done it yet, unfortunately. This is the installation. They have 2 filters. This is the controller. So actually, I do not know this controller, if this controller can do an eco mode. So you change just the controller and then a little bit of piping, but yeah, we don't have the mouse anymore. But there are 2 lines coming, one from the balance tank and one from the pool. You could easily install a BESCO valve and run it, but let's say you can't do it with this. Even if you would if you go to the next slide, if you would do a complete new installation,
Yeah.
you know, according to us with an AS Control Plus here,
The best filters.
yeah, not a space because it's 2 filters with the best filters, with new spec pump, to everything, you will be roughly 20,000 euros.
Yeah.
The other one I expect was 5,000 euros more expensive,
Okay.
or pounds more expensive. So you easily can do it. And just the BESCO valve itself, you know, we're talking about 1,000 euro.
Yeah.
So,
So it's
your
very-
investment will be between 1,000 to 20,000 euro, whatever you
So in
want to
both
do.
ways, cheaper and
Yeah.
much better. You can.
But here comes the message. If you change, you see down all Aqua Solar and Triton Aqua, and as we said in the beginning, we have a lot of solar energy, 1.2 million kilowatt hours, 1.2 million kilowatt hours, and yeah, there was investment of several millions. But if you would change 50 of these systems that we have seen, only 50 of these systems, you will compensate for all what we have in Aqua Solar.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Only for 50. So also, you know, if you would go with this 20,000 euros times 50, it's 1 million.
50 small
And
spots.
you will compensate for 6, 7, 8 million investment. And the beauty is, you know, this here is mainly winter energy that you will save.
Yeah.
The biggest savings are in winter. And winter energy has double or 3 times or 5 times the value of summer energy, especially in the future. Let's take
So
another
huge.
example.
Yeah.
Well, same story, but now indoor. That's my indoor spa, and built in 2000, where we didn't have BESCO valves. So I had the dehumidification that you see in behind, purely dehumidification.
It was running all day long.
It was running all day long, and you know, as a waste, the dehumidification produces heat, so the room was always heated up to 35 degrees, just as a waste.
Not
from
very
the dehumidification.
comfortable, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit warm. It was kind of humid. It was not nice. So in 2003, when we when we bought BESCO, we installed this energy saving mode,
Yeah.
where we let overflow the pool only 4 times for 30 minutes. You know, to change the water, plus when we use it. So let's say 2 hours max. Maybe 4 hours.
4 hours, yeah.
And that means also when it's not overflowing, you don't have evaporation, and therefore you don't have dehumidification. And here we have, for indoor, we also have a calculation which it goes up to 35 degrees, and here you see, you know, our savings are at least 15,000 kilowatt hours per year.
So in this case, 80 installations to compensate or to equal the 1.2 gigawatt
Yeah.
of energy we produce at Dryden.
Yeah, because the one before you can say, well, that's very unique, outdoor spa, etc. This is not unique.
Indoor, yeah.
Here you have thousands, 10,000 in all Europe, and with 80 you compensate for all Dryden Aqua Solar. Last
Good.
one.
Last one is your outdoor pool.
Yeah, that's a little bit more difficult to calculate because there it's changing. Here you see the calculation, you see the air temperature 10 degree, water temperature 30 degree, that's what we want, or especially what my wife wants, right? And here we calculated energy saving mode 16 hours. And that's for April, because in Switzerland the average outside temperature is 10 degree. And here you get 4,800 kilowatts.
That's still big for 1 month.
Big.
Yeah.
That's 1 month.
Yeah.
If you go for the next slide, this is now May, where the air temperature increases an average to 14. And you know, May and September, they are more or less
The same,
equal.
yeah.
And here the same calculation, 1 day more, 4,200. So if we want to calculate this, how much is it per year? You take May and if you operate it for 5 months, May to September, you take May 4,000, you take September 4,000, and for June, July, August, you take also 4,000. And then you are pretty safe. So that means, long story short, also this one outdoor pool without, just with a space or an ACE Control Plus, you will be at least at 12,000 kilowatt hours
of savings. Yeah.
Okay, let's come to
the conclusion.
Yes, that's a really important one. I will get a little bit emotional. Now you can bring me big, Sandro. Now it's the time to bring me big. Ladies and gentlemen, we really have an ethical, this camera, we have an ethical obligation to use this eco-mode for overflow pools. Back to the examples. You know, to compensate just for Aqua Solar, what you see below here, we need 80 of these spas. We need or 100 of these outdoor pools,
Yes.
or 50 of these outdoor spas. I mean, really, this is something we have to do. Well, it's a win-win. The customer, he will have immediate payback. We have all the savings of energy. We really must do that.
Yeah.
We really must do it. It's a business opportunity for you, but it's also an ethical and a moral obligation.
It's an easy
to
one
do it.
to
Absolutely.
implement. Yeah.
Yeah. So no excuse not to do this. What did Albert Einstein says?
Those we have the privilege to know have the duty to act. So,
Now you know, so you have the duty to act.
yeah, good.
Okay.
Good
Next
conclusion.
slide. I think it's the last one.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
I leave
time
that
to
you.
say goodbye. So before we say goodbye, just a quick reminder, you're on our YouTube channel now because we did this YouTube live. So it's a quick way for you to subscribe and to be notified for the future videos.
Yep.
Is to click on this subscribe button with the notification bell, and you will be notified when there's a new video coming out. So click subscribe, and we will see you soon.
Did we have any comments or questions? That we have seen? Sandro, is there somebody? Nothing in the chat. Okay, so nice to meet you. It was good to have you here. Thank you very much for joining. Have a good year. See you in 12 months.
See you soon.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.